Top 10 mixed reality games you need to try. Today I have refined a list down to 10 games that you really should be trying in mixed reality to get the best out of your Quest 3. I have tried everything, and I mean everything, to be able to put this list together of really 10 experiences that vary from each other and give you the most out of your Quest 3. So this is pretty exciting. Honestly, I'm starting to really love mixed reality. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Have you tried it? Are you interested in it? Is it something that you want to try? Let me know your thoughts down below. First up, we have Bam. This is a very Nintendo feeling game where you get in and almost Smash Bros-esque fight each other to the death. Or you can do like King of the Hill where you have to grab the crown and you get a bunch of cool superpowers and a ton of different maps. This is actually really fun because you get to sort of see your characters doing what they're doing, plus you get to see the map in the middle of your room. Very, very fun. You can either play with people locally, so you can both have your quests on and you could see each other around the map, or of course you can play remotely and play against people online. Actually a really fun game that I didn't think would be fun, but I spent way too much time in it, so high rating from me. Next up we have Spire 2. Now I made a dedicated video for this, I will link it somewhere up here. Make sure you check this one out because if you have the space in your house, this is incredible. Now I do warn you, you do need like at least 2.2 meter tall ceilings. Like if you're in Europe, you're kind of stuffed, but if you're anywhere else in the world, you're probably going to be okay. But yeah, with the Spire, this is pretty dope of an experience. You can convert your room into an actual action scene from within the game where you can have windows opening up and your walls opening up into the Spire game, or you can hide in lockers that don't exist, or have a bunch of people rappel in from your ceiling to fight you. As you go through this with cool, stealthy like action hero vibes. Honestly, I really enjoyed myself in this game. It was an absolute blast to play, so I highly recommend if you have the space for this or if you can go to a space for this. Really, really cool. Next is Deio. Now I'm a huge fan of Deio anyway. I've spent way too many hours playing that game, but it does have one of the very most impressive MR modes, and the reason for this is it's really immersive just to have the Deio board appear in your room. Better than that, when you transition from VR to real life, it just looks phenomenal. Sticking Deio posters on your wall, you get like a little picture of Crypto stuck to the wall, and then of course from that you get like this dragon that drops down from your ceiling and looks like it's attached as well. It's just really immersive to have that happen, and then see your friends' hands knocking around outside the board, and of course like the little face mask that you wear as well. It's just a very immersive and fun way to do this, and I definitely feel like it's way more grounded to have this experience in mixed reality because you kind of still see your surroundings. It's kind of comfortable, and when you're in Deio, you know you're going to be spending a couple of hours in that game anyway, so definitely a fun way to experience this and a high recommend for me. If you already own this game, it's worth just jumping in and checking out just to see your room convert into, well, a Deio room. First Encounters is most likely something that you've all experienced as it is pre-downloaded on your Quest 3s, but it's a high recommend from me just because it's such a good way to show someone what virtual reality and mixed reality coming together could look like. It's really beautiful to see like your room just get smashed to pieces, which is a weird sentence. Beautiful to see your room get smashed, but it's just a cool way to sort of see things and represent like your room blasting down your walls, and then of course catching these cute little furry dudes knocking around within your room. And I think as a plus, this is something to show your friends and family to really welcome them into the world of both virtual reality and mixed reality. So this is an experience for really everyone, and honestly I had a blast playing this. I've played it a good few times. I've also shown it to a few friends and family, and everybody's had a great time when they jump into this. So high recommend from me just because it's such a good entrance into mixed reality and virtual reality. Broit. This is a blast. If you can get this game, you absolutely should. If you're looking for some multiplayer fun, this is high up there. It's a game full of small party games where you can turn your hands into sharks and nibble things, or you can have kitty paws and you can scratch balloons. Like the possibilities are kind of endless in this. Me and friend of the channel Nathy jumped in to play this together when we were reviewing the Quest 3, and it was so much fun to play. Now this is available on App Lab, so it's a little bit of a tough one to find. Just make sure you type in the title of this game and then go to the bottom and search down for App Lab, and it will bring this up. Actually very fun. This is probably the most fun I've had in multiplayer in this, just because you can see each other as these funky ghosts, which you can sort of jazz up over time, and it's just an absolute blast. I had a bunch of you ask me about this in my review when they saw the footage for this game, so there it is. It's Broit. Go get this game in your life and have some fun with a friend because it's dope. Plus you get to see the sides of their play space. It's quite clever in the way that they've done this so that you can still interact with each other and move around in your own personal play space. Cubism. Now this is a game that I genuinely thought I wouldn't like, but after jumping into this, dang dude, it got me, and I spent way too many hours in this. So in this you get a bunch of different Tetris style blocks which you are going to need to solve the riddle of fitting them inside the other cube that they're going to give you. Honestly, this is super fun and a really good use of mixed reality. I found this super comfortable to the point where I spent way too many hours in this game. I downloaded it just to check out for this video and then ended up spending a lot of time in this, like multiple times after. So it's been really fun, and genuinely this is just a very fun experience, so make sure you check this one out. Very easy to get into and fun to play for a long time. Piano Vision. This is one that I genuinely didn't think I was going to recommend because it's playing a piano. I mean, it's not high up on my list of things to do, but when I got into this, I kind of got lost in this for a while because I was started playing some songs, and then I realized that I could sort of rig it up to work with my table. So I started then playing the keys on my table, and before I knew it, I'd gone through like 15 different songs, had an absolute blast doing it, and I kind of feel like I learned a little bit along the way. If you're actually genuinely trying to look to learn how to play the piano, this is really a good tool. If you just kind of want to get lost in something for a little while, also very cool. The other sort of like kind of funky parts that you can do with this as well is you can actually rig this up with an actual piano, get the overlay working, and you can genuinely learn on your piano while you're trying to learn how to do this. So pretty cool all round, you know, not the highest of recommendations, but still something really worth checking out. And I would say that even if you think this looks like it's not for you, give it a try because it's actually pretty damn fun. Next we have one of my favourite rhythm games ever, Smash Drums. Now I'm not a huge fan of rhythm games, but this always gets me good. Plus you have the Rhys King drum set inside of this, so it makes it even better. But for real, this game's super fun. They've just added a Smash reality mode to this, where you now get to sort of see your room explode and then the real game sort of appear behind it. This is actually a really fun way to use mixed reality, kind of smash the two worlds together. They've also just added a brand new mode in this that kind of feels a bit Guitar Hero-esque, but with your drums still being involved in this. And yeah, both of this modes really good fun, definitely one to check out. If you already own Smash Drums, this is a no-brainer to jump back into and check out. I know that they're always adding new music packs, so this game is always staying relevant and up to date. Next we have Yuki. Now this game is very charming. It's an older game that came from the same developers as Pixel Ripped, and in this one you play as like holding a toy figure, kind of like what you did as a kid, flying them around your room and doing things. So bringing all of those imagination elements from holding your toy figures back as a kid into the virtual world, where now you can actually shoot lasers and blow things up as you go through them. This is a cool game in the first place, but they've just added a mixed reality mode which makes this even cooler. You have all these portals that open up on your wall, letting the bad guys in. You get to spin around in your room actually fighting, and it kind of ties that whole experience together. I actually think the mixed reality mode for this is even better than the actual base game, just because you get to see the toy figure in your hand, you get to see your room, and it just kind of ties that thought process together of feeling like a kiddo playing with your toys and then sort of, you know, actually bringing that imagination side of it to life. Now last on this list we have Drop Dead the Cabin, the mixed reality experience. Now this is coming out on the 25th. I put this on the list because I personally had a go at this, and I do think that everyone should be excited for this one. I will be covering this in a full video next week on the 25th, so keep your eyes peeled for that, because oh my goodness, this is an absolute blast. You convert your room into the cabin from the game, having these windows appear, doors appear, and then of course like big gun racks up here, like popping up in your room and stuff. This is just super cool. Wave shooter nonetheless, but really fun. There's even a stage at one point when you get to see your wall getting like punched in, and then poof, the whole wall breaks down and you have like a ginormous zombie the other side of it. This is a very unique experience, and for a wave shooter I feel like maybe they're getting a second birth of life, the wave shooters with mixed reality, because when you integrate it into your own room at the same time, it just has a whole different vibe to it. Now that's going to do it for the list on today's video. I'm really excited about mixed reality at the moment, and I'm super excited to see where it's going to go. I also think that mixed reality is going to be a great way to get new people into VR, because you suffer a lot less with motion sickness when you're still grounded in your own room and you're not sort of taken completely out and, you know, blinders on sort of situation. I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. If any of you are new to VR and you're checking out mixed reality, starting to like not feel motion sickness, but then you get into a VR game and you do get hit with that, I'd love to know if that sort of theory of mine is actually true or not. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on that down below. Other than that, smash like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.